Today we will go over the basic outline structure of an essay. For this example, we will lean towards a persuasive essay, but this structure can work for a literary analysis as well as a variety of other types. This is a basic structure that will provide you with what we want you to use in Honors 9th grade English here at AOC this year. First, let's define a few terms you should know. Before you write any type of essay, you will be given a prompt. A prompt is the question the writer is given to answer. Your teacher or the district will give this to you for now, but later in college you are sometimes allowed to create this on your own, which is much harder. But for now, we will always give this to you. This may not necessarily be given in a question format, but it is some sort of topic or thought that you are to ponder and present in an argument or a position in which you are asked to write about. Sometimes it is a statement and you are to agree or disagree, and sometimes it is an actual question. Next is a thesis statement. This is a sentence you will write which will be a complete sentence that answers the prompt and presents the argument that will be covered in the essay. For this class, we will start with what will be called a three-part thesis statement. I will show you this in a minute. Finally, you will have the topic sentence. This explains which part of the thesis argument is being discussed in the following paragraph. This is actually worded as part of your thesis statement and is now separated out and is the first sentence of your body paragraph. I'll now show you some examples of these. So let's get started. For this sample, we will use the former Robin Williams as our example. You may remember him as the voice of the original Aladdin and as Mrs. Doubtfire, as well as many other roles. Now remember, we are only doing an outline here because we want to just explain the outline of the essay. This is a video tutorial of the philosophy of the basic writing structure we want you to learn and understand for the year. I generally suggest students do something like this before all major essays as a way to save time. If you do this, you will know if you have a solid argument in your essay. If you can't do this, you will rework your argument until you do, and then dig into the writing process. Why do more work than you have to? We want to make sure we have a solid argument throughout first. The writing and the polishing will come later. Okay, so let's say our thesis is the following. We want to argue that Robin Williams was one of the world's greatest actors because he played a wide variety of characters, he won various awards from a variety of sources, and he had a successful career. As you can see, there are 3 points here. The first being he played a wide variety of characters, which is underlined in yellow. The second being that he won various awards from a variety of sources, which is underlined in blue. And the third point we will make is that he had a successful career, which is underlined in red. The idea is that the yellow will be a paragraph, the blue will be a paragraph, and the red will be a paragraph. Each underlined section will now be made into its own topic sentence. Let me show you what I mean. Our first section, he played a wide variety of characters, will now be changed into a complete sentence, which will now read, Robin Williams was one of the world's greatest actors because he played a wide variety of characters. We just took the thesis and separated it out. I even kept the yellow underlined and made it yellow for the visual learners. Remember, the topic sentence's job is to explain what part of the thesis is being discussed, to set up the argument for the entire paragraph. Do not try to keep the argument a surprise. Readers do not want this. It should be clear and direct so readers understand the purpose of the paragraph. If you notice, the order of the 3 points are kept in the same order of the topic sentences. This is very important. Each topic sentence is the start of a paragraph. You want to keep these things in the same order. This is strong structure. Many people do not do this, and it actually weakens the structure of the paper. Always put your topic sentences and paragraphs in the same order of the points of your thesis. Always. I've color-coded them for you. I've kept the yellow argument first, then the blue, and then the red. Now, when we look at the topic sentences, they all sound very similar. For now, that is fine. Later in the semester and year, we will work on how to vary the sentences. You do not need to concern yourself with that at this time. You can keep them the same. I'd rather they sound a little repetitive and the organization of the points and thesis match. Your next task is to make sure you have your rules of three. Do you have 3 ways to prove your argument? You always want 3 ways. 1 is not solid. 2 tells people you have the start of a pretty good point. But 3 is very solid. 4 or 5 is just going overboard and wasting everybody's time. 3. So you need what's known as evidence. Evidence, concrete details, they're all the same thing. Its job is to provide support to the claim presented in the topic sentence. These need to be carefully selected so that the connection between the two is clear. Writers may use all of a text or part of a text, but writers must analyze why that moment is important and be able to explain why this moment is so significant after the evidence is presented. So choose your evidence wisely. So what evidence do we have that Robin Williams played a variety of characters? What constitutes a variety of characters? To really sell this, we might want to look at genres as well. There's comedy and drama and all sorts of things. So let's start with comedy. How about Mrs. Doubtfire? That was funny, but it also showed his acting range. He actually played 2 characters in one film. He was both a man and a woman, but also a man playing a woman. Not only that, but his character had to hide that fact from his wife of 20 plus years and his children, which would be hard to do. Okay, so what's another genre that an actor would need to be able to do to prove a wide variety of characters and abilities? How about voiceover? Okay, he did Aladdin. The work he did in that movie had a massive VO range, so I think that would be different than comedy in front of a camera, and VO work is different than camera work. He would literally morph into multiple characters per second in that film. So that is another strong example. Okay, so how about we go for another genre? Let's try drama. Did he do a drama that was super successful? Well, he was a teacher in Dead Poets Society, which is a tearjerker if you've never seen it. That was a super successful movie, and that definitely shows his range as an actor. He was funny at times, sensitive at others, angry, and deeply sad. Did we find 3 very different types of roles in 3 very successful projects that Robin Williams was involved in? Yes, we did. Remember, they need to be strong pieces of evidence. If you choose 2 types of roles that are similar, like all comedy projects or movies that flopped at the box office, then your argument is weak. Pick strong pieces of evidence where you cannot be refuted. Okay, next topic sentence. Let's see if you can go any faster. Our second topic sentence is, Robin Williams is one of the top 3 actors of his time because he won a variety of awards and honors. Okay, so what evidence can we find to support this claim? Remember the rule of 3. We need to prove this 3 times with 3 different kinds of awards, not 3 awards total. A quick Google search will tell us that for evidence number 1, or concrete detail, he has won 3 Academy Award nominations and 1 Best Supporting Actor Oscar win for Good Will Hunting. For evidence number 2, he has won 6 Golden Globe wins and 12 Golden Globe nominations for various roles, with the most of those nominations resulting in wins. And for evidence number 3, he has won 7 Grammy nominations, most resulting in wins, along with several Kids' Choice Awards and MTV Movie Awards. Now let's look at our last point. Robin Williams was one of the world's greatest actors because he had a successful career. Can we find 3 pieces of evidence to support this? Well, what defines a successful career? Getting a wide variety of roles? Winning lots of awards and nominations? Wait, didn't we just cover that in our last 2 sentences and 2 sections of evidence? I think we did. This sentence is a bad topic sentence and it needs to be changed out because it's too vague, it's already covered, and it lacks depth. So this is where you take the time out to brainstorm and rethink what you could say that would work. It would have to be different than the other 2 points, and it would have to support the claim that Robin Williams is one of the top 3 actors of his time. It would also have to have 3 supporting pieces of evidence for it to work. If you can't think of something, Sometimes I suggest thinking of qualities and seeing if you can think of an overarching idea from those qualities. Or perhaps you look through some of your notes to see what unifying ideas are left and forming an argument from there. In this case, you could look up a summary of his life and see what other qualities are there about him that is not covered that would round out the argument so that there are 3 different concepts that could help argue his magnificence as an artist. Point being, you need to make sure all of your evidence supports the topic sentence and your topic sentence supports your thesis. Everything must work together. I hope this helps you kind of understand how you need to form and outline your arguments before you actually put your whole paper together, before you dig in for all your quotes and details and things that you need to construct an argument. Make sure you do all this before you put it all together, and happy writing!